A woman who won a landmark case for unfair dismissal, which has led to concerns over cutthroat corporate practices. A woman who was sacked by her employer after having surgery for a chronic health condition has won a landmark case at an appeals tribunal. Sanju Pal suffers from endometriosis, a disorder that causes severe pain. Well, the case raises questions about the lawfulness of getting rid of staff considered unpromotable.
Sanju Pal had a seemingly brilliant future. She'd set up a charity, had met the late Queen Elizabeth and been invited to 10 Downing Street. For 9 years, she'd been working as a management consultant at a city firm called Accenture, where she was told she was on course to go all the way to the top.
On my 9th anniversary, I got an email from my career counsellor specifically saying that, you know, we're here to back you to go all the way. Of course, that was before the endometriosis diagnosis.
Endometriosis is a painful condition in women where cells similar to those in the lining of the womb or uterus grow in other parts of the body. It's not known what causes it, and there's currently no cure. Pain management and surgery can offer temporary respite.
I had a 7.5 centimetre ovarian cyst, so about that big, on my left ovary, and I had another one that was a bit smaller on my right ovary.
Sanju was off sick for a month recovering, but it was soon clear she'd gone back to work too soon.
It got to a point where I could barely, walk again, because I'd been pushing myself too much through the fatigue just because I was wanting to make senior manager.
When it became apparent she was not going to reach her next performance target, Sanju was dismissed, and so started a years-long fight for justice.
This is where I have an issue with this particular case. In the first instance, sacking someone because they're simply not performing at a particular time when they've been a top performer, clearly it's related to a disability. Clearly it's related to a current condition that is causing them so much pain. And for an employer to just simply go straight to dismissal really just sends, for me, a really bad signal of lack of inclusivity and awareness of the importance of supporting people with disabilities. So in this particular case, what's really, I suppose, why it's been seen as a landmark case is not because other people haven't brought claims who have endometriosis. It's because the tribunal are saying that endometriosis could be a disability under the Equality Act. And that's important because what that means is that more employers should be taking more care when it comes to not only supporting individuals, but really considering before they want to dismiss someone, have they done everything they could have done to support that individual in the workplace? Have they made reasonable adjustmts? So what is a disability? Well, a disability is whether someone, it's not because she has endometriosis that it's a disability, it's because these particular facts meet the definition. And what this is really important to understand is that anybody with a physical or mental impairment that has a substantial impact on their ability to do daily activities could meet that definition. And what this case shows is that endometriosis is likely to meet that.
Sanju won an employment tribunal in 2022, but no compensation for her dismissal was awarded. Sanju appealed, and last month a tribunal found that her endometriosis does constitute a disability. So what now?
Setting precedent as endometriosis as a disability under the Equality Act 2010. That means any woman in this country who is being disabled by endometriosis needs to be able to have that recognition in the workplace.
Sanju's victory might now mean a change in the law.
Whilst the case in this particular entry, it says it's going to change the law, not necessarily, in my view, it's not necessarily going to change the law. What it's going to hopefully show is that this could be seen as a disability. And as I said before, it's about putting the right support mechanism in place, the right conversations happening, and not simply dismissing this as, oh, it's another women's health issue. Actually, that this is a justified disability under the Equality Act that quite rightly deserves the support and recognition as other disabilities do in terms of reasonable adjustments, and also ensuring that people aren't discriminated against, such as a dismissal, because of the particular disability or the effect that the disability has, such as the chronic pain, which means they can't work. So this, for me, is a really, really important case that hopefully gives some reassurance to those people who are struggling with endometriosis to ask for reasonable adjustments for support, but also for employers to treat people fairly and in a way that's inclusive when it comes to supporting them with their disability.